What's good? What's good? What's good? It is Mike from SwagStar Beats, SwagStarBeats.com. I just wanted to jump on here real quick and do a quick mixing tutorial using stock plugins for rappers who may or may not know how to mix their vocals, or maybe they want to learn a few tips or tricks. So let's go ahead and jump into Studio One. I have this little project I made up literally just for the purposes of this video. We'll play it with the plugins first, then without, and then I'll go through and explain what I did and why I did it. Let's get it.
I'm just living my life up what you all say about it. Try your less success, I'll never quit, I'm never stopping. So you can talk that talk, I'll walk that walk as the bass wobbles. While you slacking, I'm making moves, smash the gas full throttle. I'm just living my life up what you all say about it. Try your less success, I'll never quit, I'm never stopping. So you can talk that talk, I'll walk that walk as the bass wobbles. While you slacking, I'm making moves, smash the gas full throttle. I'm just living my life up what you all say about it. Try your less success, I'll never quit, I'm never stopping.
But yeah, as you can see, the whole mix entirely sounds pretty good, pretty solid. So this is what it sounds like without any effects whatsoever.
I'm just living my life up what you all say about it. Try your less success, I'll never quit, I'm never stopping. So you can talk that talk, I'll walk that walk as the...
So as you can tell, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of low end in the voice, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it overall just needs cleaned up. So we'll go ahead and just start with the main vocals here. We're going to go ahead and mute everything else. All right, so let's just touch base on something. And, it comes down to me looking like I am tired as fuck. Why? Well, it's because I am. It's been a busy day, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. I apologize for looking so tired, but as always, let's get back to this tutorial. Yeah. This song doesn't really switch up too much. There's not like, a singing vocal or rapping vocal, you know what I'm saying? Like a lower tone vocal, like it's pretty standard all the way through. So a lot of it is copy and paste and then just adjust the taste. Hey, poet didn't know it. Let's get it. But, all right. As I said in the intro, this is all going to be stock plugins, for anybody who uses Studio One. If you want to get Studio One, or you don't have a doll, or let's say you're using a trial version of one, or whatever be the case, Splice is a really, really good resource to have as far as getting a doll to own. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can literally rent to own Splice, as you can see I'm doing, for $16.99 a month. I'm not sure if you can see that. There you go. But yeah, $17 a month, rent to own, get the full version of Studio One, and that'll grant you all the plugins we're using today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start with EQ. Alright, these are the corrections I've pretty much made. You always want to roll off the low end. Some vocals, need more rolled off than others. I typically start with about 80-ish. As you can see in this vocal, I'm cutting off at about 130. So I start at 80, just start swooping through the frequencies until I notice that it cut my vocal. You know what I'm saying? Like, till I notice a change in the vocal. And then I just pull back a little bit, you know what I'm saying? As far as this cut I did right here at about 220 hertz, that's where a lot of your boxiness comes in. And where I wish I was using FabFilter, so I'd be able to show you like what boxiness sounds like, but you'll definitely know it when you hear it, you know what I'm saying? So if I slide this up,
I'm just living my life up what you all...
You notice how it sounds like I'm talking inside of a box? That's what you don't want, right? So we go ahead and cut that out.
I'm just living my life up what you all say about it. Try your less success, I'll never quit, I'm never stopping. So you can talk that talk, I'll walk that walk as the...
You know what I'm saying? I pretty much cut the majority of it out. There was a frequency within the 500 hertz range that I didn't like as well. So let's go ahead and hear that.
I'm just living my life, what would you all say about it?
Yet again, another, boxy, sounds like I'm talking in a megaphone. That one wasn't as harsh or noticeable as the boxy tone, so I didn't turn it down quite as much. And then you got this cut right here at about 8,000 kilohertz. This is pretty much my de-essing, frequency for my particular voice in this song. So most de-essing happens like where you speak plosives into the microphone, right? So like anytime you say swag or blow, or anything with like an S, P, and I think F's do it as well. But yeah, those are what they call plosives, and those are what you don't want in your microphone. And mine sits at around 8,000 kilohertz. So let's go ahead and raise that up, and I'll show you what that sounds like.
I'm just living my life, what would you all say about it? Try your less success, I'll never quit, I'm never stopping. So you can talk that talk or walk that walk as the bass wobbles. While you slacking, I'm making...
Actually, we're gonna go ahead and cancel that because I'm hearing more of it in the 4,000 kilohertz range. So when you find it, all you do, cut down the frequency a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it'll clean that right up for you.
I'm just living my life, what would you all say about it?
This
Try
is
your
with
less
the
success, I'll
EQ
never
on.
quit, I'm never
This is
stopping.
what it sounds
So
like with it
you
off.
can talk that talk or walk that walk as the bass wobbles. While you slacking, I'm making moves, smash the gas full.
But basically, that's just getting rid of, certain frequencies that we may or may not like. Well, actually, it would be may not like because you don't do any boosting. This is called subtractive EQ. If you want to boost stuff, we'll get to that at the next EQ. Next thing I'll add is a compressor. Now, there is a battle between some people whether to do EQ first or compression first. Most of the time, I do EQ and then go to compressor. But, to each his own, there's no real rule to that. Alright. As far as this goes, I think I just chose a preset. Yeah, I used Vocal Comp. It's a preset within the stock compressor in Studio One, and then I just sort of adjusted to taste. You know what I'm saying? I believe the ratio by default is way higher than 3, so I dropped the ratio down to 3.1. I adjusted the threshold and pretty much left everything the same, I think.
I'm just living my life, what would you all say about it? Try your less success, I'll never quit, I'm never stopping.
And typically what I like to do is I like to compress about, give or take, 3 dB reduction. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't want to like over compress. I don't want to squash the vocal because you don't want to remove all dynamics from the song. Granted, there are some people that do that depending on the song, but as a general standpoint, I personally don't like doing that. All right, then you have this EQ right here. We're still gonna carve out, make sure the low end's carved. Because as you start adding plugins and stuff like that, you might end up reintroducing some of the low end. So definitely always make sure that low end's carved. On this one, I pretty much just added a boost in basically the 5,000 range, and it's a pretty wide boost, and mainly because that is your sibilance range when it comes to a lot of microphones and just vocals in general. Most of your presence lies within 5,000. So I went ahead and just added a simple 1.92 boost there. I went ahead and dropped it to 1.44. But yeah. So basically, so far this is how it sounds.
I'm just living my life, what would you all say about it?
Compared to what we had before.
I'm just living my life, what would you all say about it?
You know what I'm saying? Definitely cleaned up. The last compressor I did, I pretty much did for de-essing purposes. The one thing I wish Studio One had was a stock de-essing plugin. They really don't. You sort of have to beat around the bush and find ways to accomplish that. So I just do it with a compressor. So if we listen to this here, I believe there's a way to solo listen filter, yeah. So if I click this listen filter, you'll be able to hear most of the S's. Like this meter right here is pretty much the main volume meter. This right here, you'll notice it detect the sibilants and the S's. You know what I'm saying, so it's just compressing the plosives and that type of thing to where it gives you an overall better sounding vocal. I'm not worried about these analog delays just because I ended up using my own delay effect bus, which is over here. And these right here are Waves plugins, but delays aren't really important as far as quality. They're more of a flavor type thing anyway. But yeah, once you add a slight delay, things just sound better. You don't want to overdo delays though, because it gets really crazy. But then you just add a little bit of reverb, and the reverb plugin I'm using is a stock reverb plugin as well. It's called Small Studio from Room Reverb. And I just went ahead and I think I adjusted the mix slightly. But the reason why I put that on an effect bus is because you have way more control over it through your sends than you do the actual plugin itself. But yeah, I mean that pretty much sums up the way I mixed everything. There is a couple things that I did as far as just flavor type scenarios, which would be this intro part right here, where it switches up to a telephone effect right here.
While you slacking, I'm making moves, smash the gas full throttle.
You know what I'm saying? That was more of just an effect and transition into the chorus. I pretty much copy and pasted the majority of all of these over, and yeah, this is what the vocals sound like now.
As I ride, it's do or die. I'm never wasting time, I'ma get what's mine. Sunrise to the sunset, they can try to dim my light, but I'll still outshine. All these haters, they be on my dick. It's crazy how they all still try, but they'll never get a reaction from a cerebellum or a peace of mind. I'm focused, no joke with this work ethic, it's platinum. No hope from a jokester troll or an internet savage. They're average, they're also part of what I bring to the table.
I'm saying that's just the basics on how to get a clean mix, you know, with stock plugins. You know, is there more you could probably do with, you know, more industry standard plugins, you know what I'm saying, like the Fab Filter series, or, you know, even Waves or anything of that sort? I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying, the plugins sound more analog, they have a better sound quality, the interface themselves give you more information to where, you know, you actually know exactly what you're doing, you know, versus, you know, just speculating a lot of things, you know, and just going based off your purely your ears, you know. But yeah, hopefully this video or breakdown helps you, even if you just found one gem in it, you know what I'm saying. It's still a step in the right direction. But thank you for watching. Mike at SwagStar Beats. Have a blessed day.